But let's talk about what you think is required of this. People think, for whatever reason, and maybe it's the social media generation, people think marriage is just engagement pictures and you guys take vacations every 2 years and you get to have really cute babies that you post on the internet and talk about how cute they are. And they're like, oh my gosh, look how cute it is. And that's what people, unfortunately, it seems like they think marriage is. I'm like, you don't even know that baby they just posted threw up on them right after the picture got taken, and they're at a restaurant that costs $100 per plate. The baby threw up on the table. Now the waiter there got to clean it up. Then they pooped on themselves or something like that. Now y'all fighting because you didn't bring diapers in the diaper bag and you thought the other person had it, and you fought all the way home. Yeah. They have no idea that that's going to be part of that too.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Real Deal Podcast. Welcome back. Week 45 has just begun. We are 45 weeks into this fun project, and we're going to keep going as long as we got some things to yap about.
Yeah.
So send us some things that you want us to yap about. If you're listening to this and you want to be on the show, we are planning out the fourth quarter of all of our podcast topics that we want to talk about. So DM us at Real Deal Combos, and we'll see if we like it, to be honest. And see
we'll
if you
go
got
from there.
Yeah, we'll go from there.
Yeah.
You got to have a good story. You got to have a good story, something that we can talk about.
Give me something, man.
Yeah, we're not going to bash you or anything like that, but we do want to listen to some entertainment, you know what I'm saying? We give you guys 45 weeks of entertainment, especially week 4. That's a lot of entertainment, which we'll probably have to rerun that back and maybe dive in to some of those stories a little bit more. Because we kind of ran through the Cliff Notes versions of that. I think this year on Halloween, I think we probably got to dive into
okay,
maybe like 1 or 2 of the good stories, you know what I'm saying? Right. And just have an episode, and we'll call it Skeletons Part 2.
Yeah.
And just deep dive into like.
We would have to make that a series because what
were you thinking and why did you stay in it?
Yeah.
You know, but a lot of the times we stay in things because that's just how our brain capacity at that moment in time, and that's all that we know.
Yeah, you guys might like me a little bit less after we get into the details. We'll see how it goes.
But the beautiful thing about life is, we're constantly growing. And thank God for growth.
I'm a different man now.
Yeah, a lot of people probably didn't like me in 2021.
Yesterday,
or in college in 2016, you know what I'm saying? But I guess a lot of people still don't like me in 2025. But it's okay. I like me. And I think that's one of the most important things you can do is learn how to like and love yourself before you love somebody else.
There we go. Yeah.
I didn't even give any intros, but I hope you guys know who's talking by this point in time. We got me, Mr. B. Haley, and the best co-host in the world, my dog, Mr. Cleon Deal.
I'm just happy to be here, man.
Make sure you guys listen to his new single. It's called In Limbo.
Yeah. On
Apple Music. Under Deal.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of hard to find it. You probably got to put like The Real Deal or something.
then people are gonna go there looking for the podcast. Well, it's hard to find because nobody knows who I am yet. So that's
because there's not enough traction on
correct.
It. All right, so search it, Deal, and it's a blue background picture.
Yeah.
Blue background profile picture or artwork. I don't know what they call it.
Something like that.
I don't know what they call it in
the music space. Yeah.
Find it. But listen to the song. It's called In Limbo, and it's a good song if you're in a situation.
It's situationship music, man. That's what I'm labeling it as right now. Situationship music.
Situationship music. It gives you kind of little Ian Dior, Kid Leroy vibe in that song, at least.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So if you like those artists, definitely listen to that song. And he said if we get enough people to listen to it, that I get to have a verse in the remix. Y'all best believe I'm gonna be singing. I'm gonna be singing. So y'all better believe that. Better believe that. Yeah. What else we got? What else we got going on?
Well, I mean, you ready? I'm ready.
I guess we can jump in. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on in the world today. It's like anything crazy, but
nothing crazy. Just life.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
Just life, man. We just keep on keeping on.
Kicking, baby.
Keep getting closer to God. You know, I got to mention that. Make sure
every
you
day of
guys
the
are
week.
doing that. If you need help with that, reach out to me and I'll help you.
There we go. So, so last week we talked about a term called weaponized incompetence. We kind of went on a rant about that topic last week. And again, you know, I consistently reference that I'm in a war on my personal TikTok every day, every week, man. They're tearing me apart in the comments. So this week I got asked a very interesting question. So it was in response to a video that I made. I'm not going to give you the context of the video until after because I want your genuine answer to this question. Okay. And then I'll tell you what the context is after that because I feel like I know what you're going to say in terms of what I said in the original video, but I'm interested in what you think about basically with this question that I got, right?
Let's hear it. I never heard the question.
Yeah, this is just now, right? So this is Brandon's live reaction to this. So the question that I got asked is, what do you think the difference is between complaining about a problem and communicating about a problem within a relationship?
What is the difference between complaining about a problem and communicating about a problem?
Correct.
I think number one has got to be the tonality of it. If you're complaining, you're like, oh, let's just I don't know why I hate doing laundry, so I'm just going to use the laundry as an example, right? But let's just say I don't have a cleaner lady to do my laundry, and it's like, or clutter. Let's say clutter, and laundry is part of clutter, and I don't like clutter. So if there's laundry there, I don't want to do it. I'm be like, hey, why have you not done your laundry still? You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's going to be based off the tone and. I guess how many times you have to tell them too, because if you got to tell multiple times, I was like, is it still complaining or is it communicating? But at the end of the day, if you're in different spaces, like if you're in, that's where she lives or whatever, and you're like, you can't really complain about it because it's not where you live. But I guess there's a lot of different ways you can dissect it. Because if you're married and living together,
let's talk about married and living together.
I'm thinking,
and talking about your issues.
How that would happen to me. I'm like, if I'm at her house and that's her situation, I can't really complain.
Right. I mean, you could. I wouldn't recommend it.
Right.
But
at the end of the day, that's her space. I can just remove myself from that equation.
Correct.
But in a married situation or a long-term relationship situation. Communicating would be just mentioning it and hoping that they do it, or helping, and then doing it. If you communicate something and then they don't do it, you do it and just let them know that you did it.
Right.
And if they do it again, you just repeat the cycle a second time, and then you have a conversation and let them know, hey, I keep asking you to do this, I keep asking you to do that, but you're not. So why are you not doing it, or whatever it may be? If you're complaining, you're just going to keep nagging at them on the same incident, and there not being a there's nothing getting done about it. Right. So that would be my opinion on the two differences. If you're complaining, you're not solving the problem. Right. You just keep saying that there's a problem that they need to fix. But if you're communicating, you state the problem. If they don't do it, then you take ownership to fix the problem, and then you just reiterate to them that you did it, and then restate the problem again. Next time this happens, this is what I want you to do. Please and thank you.
Right. Okay. Cool. So interesting. Right. So first, I want to break down. I went to Google for definitions of these words. So I want to first break down kind of the difference in definition of these words. So. Complaining, the definition of complaining is the expression of dissatisfaction or annoyance about something. Kind of like what you're saying, right? Like, hey, I'm sick of this. What's the problem? I'm aggravated, right? The definition of communication is the process of conveying information, ideas, or feelings through various means, including verbal and nonverbal actions. It involves both the sender and the receiver, and its effectiveness hinges on clarity, understanding, and a shared meaning. Right. So that's kind of the biggest difference for me, is that communication involves both people having a conversation, trying to get to a common goal. Whereas a complaint is, I hate this, or I'm sick of this. I have a problem with this. Fix it.
Yeah, well, yeah. In that instance, it's saying communication, you need both parties involved.
Correct.
But if that second party isn't involved for whatever reason, then that's where I think that you just need to take ownership to do it the first time and then communicate it once again. So I feel like still, if you're communicating a problem and they're not fixing it, even if they're not fixing it, like that's just you complaining. You can't, especially if you're married and you live in the same house. It's like, hey, I want you to have the dishes done every single night. Why didn't you do the dishes? Why didn't you do the dishes last night? You know, you saying that to your wife, like, why didn't you do the dishes last night? I have a pet peeve of the dishes not being done. So why are you not doing this?
Right.
And then it's like, okay, well, you told her to do it, but why didn't you just do it if that was such a big problem? Now, that's why I feel like now you're complaining.
Right.
If it's a reoccurring issue, yeah, then you need the second person on board. But at the end of the day, I just think obviously it comes from clear communication. But if it's like early on in the incidents of them not doing something, instead of you just keep bringing it up and not fixing the problem, that means you're complaining versus communicating, in my opinion.
Interesting. So to give context, basically what I said, and I can understand why this would kind of be a little bit off-putting for people, but basically I was talking about how men and women, husbands and wives, talk about marriage. Because the general consensus that unfortunately I've been getting is that women hate marriage and they don't benefit from it. Men get all the benefit from it, basically, is what kind of the general consensus has been. And what I said was, well, women kind of control the narrative on a lot of things, basically, just in today's society. They control the narrative mainly because they're talking more. And they said, if somebody asked me, are you listening to women when they complain? I was like, well, women complain a lot. They do complain a lot. And that's is a thing. Now, when I said that, I can understand kind of the reaction of, hey, I don't like that. But I didn't even really mean it in a derogatory manner, right? I'm not even saying that it's good or bad that they do it. I'm just saying it just is. And I think that if obviously, like I said, they're going to complain about it. It is what it is. But as far as when it comes down to the marriage that people are into, I think the way that men and women complain about it are very, very different. Because somebody else commented and said men complain about their wives all the time. And she's right. And kind of the way I phrased it made it seem like men don't complain at all. Because I said if men complained about it in the manner that women did, we would probably have a different perspective on what marriage looks like. Because based on what they're saying, it's a lot of women saying this sucks. Men aren't saying anything, so it looks like it only sucks for one side. Like that just can't be the case. There's nothing that's one side in this world. It's just that if they're not saying anything about it, doesn't mean the problem doesn't exist.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes into the situation of like what we were talking about last week. Is like you can't marry or you can't be in a relationship and then marry them and expect anything else to change. So it's like that's just how people are at the end of the day. So it's like you can't really expect them to change. And there's a lot of guys that, just like a lot of things I hear women complain about when they're into a relationship is like, oh, a guy's not as loving as he could be or caring, but he does everything else, like he can fix everything out in the house. He works hard. He's a hard worker, but he's not as affectionate. But it's like, okay, but it's like, are you complaining about that, or are you going to just pick somebody who can do it all? So it's like, why get into a relationship when you know that's how they are anyway?
You're going to be missing something. Nobody's getting everything they've ever wanted, unfortunately, from it. No matter what you think you are, how great you think you are, there's something that your partner wished they got more of from you, and they're choosing to accept that they're not going to get that, but it's 80-20 rule, right? Yeah.
And that's what love is. We talk about, like, it's a constant, not even daily, like it's an hourly truth.
Hourly.
You know what I'm saying? Like every single moment of the day, you have to constantly be choosing that person, no matter, like, that's who you chose. So at the end of the day, if you're married, like, that's what you chose. Yeah. You agreed to it when they proposed, or if you're the male, when you proposed to them, you had already agreed to it in your head, and then you got married, and it is what it is at this point. So you can't really change anything at that point.
Right. And, one of the things I was thinking about also is that basically the way we complain about these things, right? So I guess in my experience, and I'll just talk about in my experience, the way men complain about marriage is more like bro, it's not that fun. I'm not having that much fun over here. That's kind of the general consensus. I heard a guy literally last week. He's married with kids, by the way. Yeah. He said, if you want to get married, find a woman you hate and buy her a house. And I'm like, that's crazy. But I'm like, he's not even saying not to do it. He's just saying this is just kind of what it is. I'm like, that's the general consensus that I see from men who have been married they're just not really having that much fun. Women, when they complain about marriage, it sounds like abandon all hope who enter here. There's no point of return, and you might die here. You lose everything. You lose your sense of identity and nothing. And I'm like, so there's such a drastic difference in the complaints that I hear, depending on who it is complaining about it. But I think, obviously, like I said, if men complained and talked about it in that manner, everybody would like marriage in general sucks. Right. But right now, obviously, they're painting a picture that it only sucks for one side.
And I think that's important. Well, where you say women are saying like they lose their identity or whatever in the relationship. And that's why I think it's so important to actually have failed relationships. Mm-hmm. So that way you kind of learn these things along the way. So that way when you get into that long-term relationship, like a marriage, that you know not to do that anymore because you've done that in a regular, like a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship with no marriage.
Right.
So I think that's also important. But I do think that there is a problem in today's culture, too, when it comes to men being married. And they always complain about their wives. I'm not married. Right. My two best friends don't complain, so I'm not going to throw them under the bus. They don't ever complain about their wives, which is why they're my two best friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to associate myself with those kind of people or associate myself closely. But working insurance industry, now nightlife industry, both, around 5-year mark or over 5-year mark, you hear a lot of people complain about that.
A lot.
And it's like, why do people complain about that? Like, what? Why? Why do you think? Why are guys complaining about being married? You proposed.
Yeah.
You said yes. Why are you complaining 5 years down the road, 2 years down the road? Like, what's so bad about it? Because asking someone to marry
you asked to be here. Yeah, you went and bought a ring that cost however much. You planned a wedding, paid for however, probably still paying it off at that point. You asked for this.
So why are so many guys saying that and like trying to be married? Like I don't get it.
And that was my same sentiment as well, because I'm like, if that's from the women's side as well, I'm like, if you all feel this way about marriage, why are you pushing? Why is there still a generation of women who are pushing men to hurry up and marry them? Yeah. I'm not doing this until I get a ring. You need to put a ring on. If you like it, then you should have put it. All of that stuff. And then to come around and say, this doesn't benefit women at all. And I'm like, I don't get that part of it.
It is. And I saw somebody post, and you know who it is too, posted a note, was like, I'm ready to be married by next year. And I responded to it. I'm like,
no, you're not.
Hold on. You're not even in a relationship. She's like, but when you know. I'm like,
no.
Hold on. What do you know? What part of them do you know? Because first of all, in today's generation, everybody wants to have sex immediately. So now you're having sex, and now you're mistaking that lust for love. And then what do you know at that point? Do you know how much you lust them and love to physically touch them and be with them in that aspect? And that's where people construe everything, and then they get into these relationships, and then it's like, oh man, now everything sucks. Yeah, hey, let's get married. Everything sucks.
Here's what I think. I think that people like the idea and the aesthetic of marriage. I think that for whatever reason, people just want to be able to say, I'm married. They like the pictures and the rings and the suits and the ceremony that comes with it.
Singleness is lonely.
And singleness is lonely. But I'm like, it's just like anything. We like all the good parts of the idea of all the good parts of everything. Not realizing that you go to work and you complain about your job every day. This is the hardest work that you're ever going to have to do. Why? Because it depends on you and it depends on another person and you guys understanding each other. So I think that people don't really understand, unfortunately, when they talk like that, what they're really getting into. You're talking about a lifelong, the longest commitment that you're ever going to make to somebody till death do you part. And to have and to hold through sickness, or sickness and health, richer or for poorer, you're committing to all of those things. And I'm like, I don't think you understand, because obviously for whatever reason, everybody thinks they're just the greatest person ever. And why wouldn't somebody want to spend the rest of their lives with me? I'm great. And I'm like, well, maybe, but let's talk about what you think is required of this. People think for whatever reason, and maybe it's the social media generation, people think marriage is just engagement pictures and you guys take vacations every 2 years and you get to have really cute babies that you post on the internet and talk about how cute they are. And they're like, oh my gosh, look how cute it is. And that's what people, it seems like they think marriage is. I'm like, you don't even know that baby they just posted threw up on them right after the picture got taken, and they're at a restaurant that costs $100 per plate. The baby threw up on the table. Now the waiter there got to clean it up. Then they pooped on themselves or something like that. Now y'all fighting because you didn't bring diapers in the diaper bag and you thought the other person had it, and you fought all the way home. Yeah. They have no idea that that's going to be part of that too.
Yeah, and the funny part about that too is, one of my best friends that's still in Ocala, I'll hang out with him, his kids. He's got 3 kids now. And last time he came into Tampa, he went to the zoo, and I was just like, yeah, I'm come because the oldest is I self-proclaimed godfather, so that's my
self-proclaimed. How you self-proclaim yourself as a godfather?
5 years ago, and nobody's corrected me, so that's my godson. I say I get the firstborn. So he was there, so obviously I got to see my boys too, you know what I'm saying? Take care of them. And I'm just out there with him. His wife, they got a newborn, 6 months old, and then Nolan is 5, and then the other one, I don't know, 2 or 3 now, something like that. And I'm just walking the zoo, and I'm like, man, this is what it's like. I'm like, I don't know if I'm built for this yet. I'm like, hey, bro, it's hot. Like, we at the zoo.
Yeah,
the sun just beating on me. We had to pay money to be here. They had a pass for me, so I went in for free. I'm like, y'all had to pay money to be in here. I'm just like, and they're just playing in the water. You're not really looking at the animals and nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, you came to a zoo and they're playing in the water. There's 70 animals here. What are we doing?
That's what they wanted to do this time. We had went so late to where it was like, you have an opportunity to do this or this, and then it like chose the water. It's like, I don't blame him, man. It's hot. I was about to get in that thing. And I was just like, yeah, it would be a blessing when it happens. But I'm like, am I really built for this right now?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. So it's just funny. Like, there's a lot of things that go into marriage that we don't think. We see everybody's highlight. You know what I'm saying? We see everybody's highlight reel that they post on Instagram. But obviously, they're not going to post their fights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, could you imagine if you posted all your fights? They talk about that on divorce court when couples were having fights and they would go to Facebook Live and talk about all their problems. I'm like, that's why y'all here. That's why y'all about to get divorced, because you do stuff like that. You can't, unfortunately.
Yeah, you see the cute family photos where the wife is pregnant
and
on
the
beach, and they're touching it, and they're all together holding hands on the beach at the sunset, or like in the cornfield that they got out there. Whatever, it's like, those. It's like, I don't know what is it. It's just a big open field, like a hayfield,
Yeah,
that's I think the words of it. Them Ocala people be doing that all the time.
Country folk.
they think they're country. But it's like, it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
It's not all peaches and rainbows.
It's early mornings, late nights, taking care of kids, being able to financially support your spouse to stay at home to watch the kids, or you're gonna have to pay for a babysitter.
Or you have to be financial enough to pay for it.
Or you gotta babysitter and daycare and stuff like that. So it's like, you really, I would rather have my wife do it.
Absolutely.
So it's like, that's another thing. Now you're the only one making income. So it's like, there's a lot of things that, and I'm very thankful that I'm not in this situation now, because I'm like, there's a lot of things that God has put on my heart and my mind that I haven't brought to life yet, that I need to bring to life.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that I wouldn't be able to do if I was in that kind of relationship right now. So I'm like, thank God that I'm not, because I put a lot of value into those kind of relationships. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I can see a future with you, I'm going to put a lot of value into it.
Of course, yeah.
And then I'm going to take it away from other things that I'm working on. So thankful for that, because I know there's a lot of things that I need to bring to life before I get into one of those very serious relationships. So thankful for that. But yeah, just it's not all like enjoy your season of singleness. Don't rush to get into things, because then you're going to be that guy or that girl that is out still going out complaining about their husband or complaining about their fiance, or the husband complaining about his wife, and that crap is. That's nasty. Man. There's no point. Like, why you marry them? Bro?
Right. That's my thing. Because also, and obviously, I've been a big proponent of this. Even when you get to a relationship, don't rush to the marriage. Because you gotta take that time, because otherwise you end up like these people in my comments and married because you did it probably too fast. And then you realize all these things about this other person that you didn't know before. Yeah. And then you guys end up hating each other for it. And then you want to talk about how they faked who they were in the beginning. I'm like, well, maybe you didn't take the time to get to know them.
Maybe you married them in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to wait. You got to go through some sort of adversity, some sort of trials and tribulations with this person. See how they live, not just in that first 6 months. Like when
you got to wait till you guys don't like each other anymore and you're still dating. Yeah. It's just love and no like.
And it's also, I think it's important too, is to like talk about the things that annoyed you in your past relationship as well, and see if they annoy you in that relationship, and see if like if they bug your pet peeves or things like that. Like it's important to go over those things and not just be like take the honeymoon phase and stop having sex so early. A lot of that soul tie, that intimate connection makes you think that, oh my God, the sex is so good that they must be the one. I know I've been in one of those relationships. I literally used sex to make her like me. Like I knew what I was doing. I knew I was good at it, and I knew if I could do it enough and do it well, she would be my girlfriend. And that's exactly what happened. And then I thought she was the one, and we had the best social media relationship. You know what I'm saying? The best social media relationship. So on the outside looking in, everything looked good. On the inside looking out, there was a lot of fights and stuff.
Yeah.
And had we had, showcased all of our fights, then, it would have been a lot different.
Well, like WWE on there, man.
Yeah, but everything from like the IG stories and stuff, everything looked good. And from the inside out, it was like, all right, it's a little aggressive in here. But that's just how it is sometimes.
Yeah, I think that now I'm obviously a big proponent of, I'm there with you on the abstaining until marriage. I think that's a great practice to have. Now, on my end, is it something that I've practiced? With full disclosure, no. But I've never really been the person to value that or think that that's a reason for me really liking somebody. For me, I mean, and obviously I could be wrong, but this is just really an opinion. I think that if you have an obsessive personality, you're going to be that with or without sleeping with that person. I think that if you're the person who, like you talk about always, putting that person first above everything else, and that's what you do immediately as soon as you get there, even during like these talking stages or whatever the case is, then that's the person that you're going to be with or without this. I do think the sex enhances it, but that's who you are as a person. That's something that you're going to do regardless once you get in there. And I think those are kind of the behaviors that you have to kind of teach yourself to curb. You can't, I don't want to say don't put all your eggs in one basket, but you can't put all your focus on this one person. You can't decide that all of my emotions is now going to be controlled by you. If I have a good day or not is going to be dependent on you. Yeah. How the rest of my life goes is strictly up to you. Like, you can't go and put that type of control into somebody's hands.
And how does somebody not do that?
How does somebody not do that? You, like we were talking about earlier, you have to have your own sense of self. Your own sense of identity. Like I said, one of the conversations that I was having with these people was what they talk about is that once I got into my marriage, I was stripped of my whole identity. I was basically just a mother and a wife. And I'm like, well, the problem is you didn't identify who you were before you became a mother and before you became a wife. So when you became those things, you decided that that's what you were at that point. It's like when you got it in your Instagram and Twitter bios, wife, mother of two. That's what you are. So what happens is that you put your stock in that because that's what you identify as, right? If I identify myself as a football player, that's what my stock is. That's what I feel like makes me valuable. So the moment where you have issues, right? You have issues with in your marriage of being a wife. You have issues when you're because these things don't go all as planned on both sides, right? If you're having a hard time being a good husband, having time being a good father, that's what you put all your stock in. Now you're in a state of depression. Now you're in a state of remorse for making these decisions because you got this far. Identify what you are and who you are before you get into those, because those are things that you do. It's like my mom said when we said your dad's your husband's a pastor. Well, you know, pastoring is what he does.
Right.
He's a man who is a pastor. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what we like. I'm Cleon, and when Cleon decides to be a husband and a father, those will be things that I do. Like my job 5 days a week, that's what I do. That's not who I am. So understanding what you are and who you are outside of that is very crucial before you get into the relationship, because you're going to let those things identify you. And now every day you wake up is predicated toward how can I be better, how can I be good mother, which are all good things. But if you put all your stock in that, you're gonna drive yourself crazy. You're gonna drive yourself, because the moment you feel like you're failing, that's how you slip into those awful times, mentally, physically, you know, all that other stuff. And then you guys hate each other.
And I think that starts from people putting so much value on the actual marriage itself.
Absolutely.
And not who you're marrying.
Yes.
You put a value on the
title of marriage.
But that doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, who you choose to spend the rest of your life with is way more important than when or how you're getting married. Like,
that's what I've been saying, man.
I agree. And God will warn you. God will warn you when the devil's trying to attack you. God will warn you. When the enemy's trying to attack you, God will warn you.
Yeah, that's what, like, when my mom asked me one day, she was like, because, you know, obviously I'm getting old. She asked me, she was like, do you plan on having kids? I said, I do, but who I choose to be the mother of my children is much more important to me than just having children. Because I would love a little mini me running around. Seems cool. I know it's a lot of work that gets, but you know, seems cool. I want but I want the family unit, and I want to make sure that whoever the mother of my child is going to be is going to be somebody that's going to be able to be. Obviously, we're on the same page. Somebody that's going to be able to raise my child in a manner that I feel like makes sense, because obviously we work outside and we see a lot of young. I seen a girl last night smack her baby dad in the club. Yeah. Because she was like, he ain't been watching the kid as much as he's supposed to. I'm like, y'all are both outside. Who's with the kid now? What's going on?
Why is the kid watching himself?
Yeah. So I'm like, that's not a situation I ever want to be in. I remember. I guess I'll tell this story real quick. I remember in my single days, a young lady had came over to my apartment. This was like midnight. We were on the phone. She's in the car with like 3 of her friends and her son, who's like 1 or 2 at the time. It gets to like 2 a.m. She goes and drops the kid off somewhere to come over to my apartment. I'm like, first of all, why is that baby still up? And I'm like, what do you come? It's like she tells me that when she gets there, she's like, yeah, we dropped. I was like, that's insane.
Where?
I don't know.
Babysitter?
I who has a babysitter at 2 a.m.?
She's a professional dick appointment setter.
and it's,
I need that.
It's funny. And I had a conversation with my boy about it. He was like, I couldn't even let a girl come over to my apartment knowing that she just did something like that. And I'm like, you know what? Old me. I'm like, now I was like, hey, bro, look, just, you know, it ain't even, it's not even that serious.
Outside, you can't even.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't even talk.
I'm like, it's 7 days in a week. We can do that. We can do this any day of the week. I'm like, but you don't need to do that. Me then, I'm like, I was confused. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
I guess.
What? Let's do it. All right, see you in 20.
This is the growth we talk about, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a much better man than I was at that time in my life.
Yeah, both of us. I would have been the same way. Like, yeah, whatever. That's fine.
ain't got nothing to do with me.
Bring them over. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
100%, man.
But yeah, man, it's like you talk about choosing who you're going to be doing this with. I think is much more important than just doing it.
On on TikTok, was she married, or how long was she married for?
Who's that?
The one that was asking the question. Do you know how long she
I haven't gotten that far because I just had gotten the comment. I was like, this is a good question. And I do like the question. Now, I don't know if she meant it in like a facetious manner. Like, what do you feel like? Because I don't know if she's trying to tell me that she thinks they're the same thing, or is she genuinely asking me? But I'm like, either way, I think that is a good question. The difference between complaining and communicating. Because I think that's also, like I said, one of the main things. Like, women have been communicating this to their men for however long. I'm like, and I feel bad for asking the question because it's just women, so it seems like I'm always opposing them, which I'll be on y'all sides a lot of the time. But we have to have this discussion, right? So when you tell me you've been communicating, I'm like, well, what do you mean by that? How did you say it? When did you say it? How did that? Was there a conversation? Right. And I'm like, so the first time that you ever brought this up as a problem, how did you bring it up? You know what I'm saying? And then they want to, they start to, oh, you want to, man, just want to be caught and you're not men anymore. And I'm like, no, I'm just asking, because if I came to you a certain way the first time, like you were talking about dishes in the sink, I'm a guy, I wash dishes as soon as I get done eating. And that, because I lived alone pretty much since I was 19, that's what I started doing, because when I was working at Chipotle, I would eat in the morning, go to work, and then I would come back at midnight. There's dishes in the sink. Now I have to either wash them then or wait until the morning when I'm going to go eat again. And I'm like, I just didn't feel like doing that anymore. So I just started washing them as soon as. But I understand that if I bring somebody else into my life, that they may not think that. So is the first time I'm going to demand that every dish needs to be washed as soon as we get done eating? Am I going to make that her problem now too, even though that's never been something that she's done? Or am I just, like you said, just washing myself?
Take ownership.
just do it.
So what do you think the solution to this problem is, in your opinion?
Between the solution to what problem? Complaining versus communicating?
No, just people complaining so much in their marriages.
I think the first thing is that
or in their long-term relationships. Since we can talk on that, since we've never been married, but still is similar.
Yeah, I think the first thing, there has to be a space that's set for communication, and that's, I think, probably one of the tougher things to do, because a lot of people, I don't think, were really even raised to know how to communicate within a long-term relationship. Your displeasures. Because a lot like me and you, like, we're a little bit more passive with the things that we may not like. There's some people who are very abrasive with the things that they don't like. So you mix either two passive people, two abrasive people, or even the people who are the opposites on that manner. Either way, there's problems that are going to be with all three of these scenarios. Yeah. So you have to be able to set a table for an open and honest communication sort of thing, and for you guys to be able to start coming to a common ground early in the relationship, because you're going to need that way later. Like recently, in my relationship, I didn't ask her if I could talk about this, so she might yell at me. But we had this about last weekend, right? Because I took off to make sure, to go, be with my lady, and we had I won't even call it an argument or anything like that, but she had, because I had asked her, I'm like, hey, so because I had asked her about the meeting that we were possibly talking about on Sunday. Before I told you guys I ultimately couldn't do it. And she was like, I'm just over the whole weekend. And I was like, why? What's the problem? She was like, when I brought you the original idea, you had an immediate objection to it, and that was kind of off-putting, and then X, Y, and Z happened. I was like, okay. So, and I'm like, this is, I think, is a good time for us to kind of, I was like, so when you brought it to me, because she was talking, our first reservation was at 9 p.m. I don't really like to eat late, but I'm like, so I said, oh, at 9 p.m. I was like, that's late. But I'm like, that wasn't me opposing the idea. That was an observation. That was just a statement. I was like, I don't have a problem with it, because like I tell you all the time, I'm like, it's whatever you want to do. I will be there. Not
know that you don't like vacations or anything, that you literally only like to work.
yeah, she knows that about.
You only like to work.
She's trying to get me out of that.
She's like, yeah, come on, we're going on a date. What is this?
A date?
I only work
at 9 p.m. And I was like, I need you to understand that me saying that it's late does not mean I don't. I was like, it is late. I think we can agree that eating dinner at 9 p.m. is a late dinner. But that doesn't mean I have a problem with it. I was like, I told you, it's whatever you want to do. And I mean that. I don't have a problem with any of that. I'm just making an observation that it was late. And I'm like, the second part of this is that I was like, I think we need to get on the same page of like, whenever we have these discussions, I need you to believe me when I tell you something's not a problem. The second part of it is with the meeting thing. I was like, look, if you don't feel like that goes with whatever plan that you have, that's fine. I won't go. But she was I was like, I don't know if you feel like you're inclined to say yes to everything that I ask from you, but that's not really what this is. I don't expect it yet. She's like, yeah, I do feel like I have to. I was like, you don't. You don't. If you don't like something, I don't expect you to tell me that you like it, right? Just like whenever she cooks for me, she asks me, how is it? She doesn't expect me to say that is good every single time. Yeah. She's honestly looking for me to tell her something that maybe she could possibly do a little bit better. Now, it's usually always good. You know, and I never have any complaints about it. But she's honestly looking for, she's like, you always say that. I was like, I don't, that's because it is. I don't know what you want from me. I'm a simple guy. You know what I'm saying? But it's just one of those things where I'm like, I'm trying to be able to, for us to be able to set a healthy expectation. Like, there's going to be things that you don't like, and I need you to tell me when you don't like them. Just like if I don't like something, I'm like, do you have a problem with me telling you things that I don't like? No. So why do you think I have a problem with you telling me that? Do you have a problem with telling me no to things that I know that you don't like? No. So why do you think, we have to be on the same page of those things. And ideally setting this up now, if, God willing, this does continue into the future, it makes that part of it easier, right? Because the first time you had that discussion, I don't want that to be 2 to 3 years into the marriage. You know what I'm saying?
And then you make an observation and it turns into that means you don't like this because you made an observation.
Yeah.
And women will do that. Women will do that. I mean, you telling me that story. I was like, I've heard this.
You've been there.
I've read this line in the book.
Yeah.
I've read this line in the book. But also, it at different times when I was in those relationships, it was like maybe I wasn't showing enough affection or whatever. Like if I had somebody who did something for me, maybe it was very thoughtful. And I'm like a very nonchalant person, and sometimes that makes people mad when they set something up, or they gift you something, or they do something for your birthday,
and you're like, thanks.
I'm just like, thanks. I actually enjoy doing things for them more than I enjoy receiving what they want to do for me.
Yeah.
So it's like they do something for me, and then I feel like I need to one up it. So I'm like, I can't really appreciate this as much as
because I got to lock in now.
as much as like you want me to.
Yeah,
I do appreciate it, but it's like I'm going to appreciate how I'm going to make you feel off of your birthday. You know what I'm saying, or whatever it is, anniversary, whatever it is that's coming up, because that's just how I am. That's just how I operate.
And we're not crazy expressive people, because I'm similar. I'm kind of like the same way. And obviously, when somebody does something for you, they do want that reaction, because that's what makes them feel good. Like I was talking about earlier. Now you're putting your emotions in that person's hands, and if they don't react to certain things the way that you want them to, now that's a problem for you. Well, you can't give them that much control and that much. I do want you to appreciate the things that I do for you, but I'm not the guy who's going to be crying and jumping up and down because you did something really nice. I'm going to say thank you, and I'm going to appreciate. I'm going to put that in my back pocket and add that to the list of reasons why I do love you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But I'm not. You did. I'm not doing all that.
But how I reacted caused an argument.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
In my head, I'm like, no, like I do appreciate it. I'm just like, I like it, yeah. But it's like, I don't know what else you want me to say. What else you want me to do?
Now, from a woman's perspective, right? Because when I've seen this where they talk about like how our reactions are to things like that, but then like if we're watching our favorite football team,
I still rarely ever get crazy when I'm watching my favorite football team either.
Yeah, would you be cussing at the TV sometimes?
Very rarely. Very rarely. Very, very rarely. I can watch my favorite team and be like unexpressive the whole time. Yeah. And just be like, but I got the buddies, they do.
All that stuff.
My brother, you're watching grown men. It'll be all right,
man. Hey, man. It's hard, man. You got to.
If I'm playing it, I'm playing it.
That too.
Even if I'm playing flag, like I'm going to be yelling
Turned up,
I
man.
yell at the refs all the time. There's like maybe one almost fight in me in the middle of a game.
Oh yeah, I remember those days. We used to go out there and you was.
And then at halftime, I go and apologize. You know, it's just how I am. It's
we just in
like,
the game, man.
It's just what I do, and I yell at the refs, and I have to apologize and thank them after almost every game. It's like,
I ain't got no beef with you, dog.
I'm in the game, man. You know, I'm just like it's just what happens when I'm playing it. I'm very passionate, but when I'm watching it, it's like, hey, there's I can't let them control my emotions too much. It's just like giving it to another girl, right? I can't let that woman control my emotions that much. I can't let a sports team, but it always happens every year with especially with the Ducks, man. Get so invested mentally, and then it's like,
they just want some of that passion to roll over, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm working on it. You know, I'm working on it.
I'm not. I don't do it when I'm watching. That's for sure. I'm just really not that person. Not that person. No, like playing it, but we're just watching it. I'm not gonna go crazy.
Yeah, my team just won the NBA championship last year, and I was kind of turned up. You know, shout out OKC, baby. You know what I'm saying?
That's a little.
What's that mean? What's that? I mean, I know you're not a basketball guy.
They just want LeBron to win another one.
Well, I'm sorry that you want that, because that doesn't look like it's gonna.
I just want LeBron to win another one. But OKC definitely young core is re-signed them all, so
they're gonna win again next year.
I don't know about that.
They are.
That's what everyone said about the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, but
they nobody was stopping them.
Jokic doesn't care about basketball right now.
He's still
he's crazy. But
it's crazy to see everything that he shoots. Like literally,
he's insane.
Falls in. It's like
okay. OKC's gonna win again because the Celtics are hurt. I don't care.
I guess it's a good thing that you bring up Jokic or how you
Jokic.
Or just call him Joker.
The Joker. Yeah.
Because when they're talking about when his horse won the race, he's like hugging it and he's crying. He is so happy. He won the NBA championship. He's like
cool. He won an MVP.
Nice basketball fun.
Yeah,
his horse won a race and he's like crying, hugging the horse. It's like, hey man, you know you're passionate about what you're passionate about.
Guys making $40 to $50 million a year to go and play basketball. I was like, if I didn't have to do this, I'd be fine.
Yeah, 100%. And then they showed when they had, gosh, what is it? Where all the countries play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the FIBA.
Yeah, whatever it is, like how much fun he was having with like his home country.
He just he loves his home, man. I can't get mad at the guy for that.
yeah, you can. So, all right, to wrap things up on that topic of like getting into relationships and complaining about things versus communicating. We always talk about communicating.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest problems that we got today, and it's a problem that I've had for a very long time, is that we put so much value into being in a relationship with another person.
Yeah.
And I think once you can stop doing that, and just really focus on like your own relationship with yourself and your relationship with God, then it's going to help save you from getting into these relationships with incompetent and incompatible people for you and your life.
Absolutely.
And another big thing is when you are getting into a relationship with these people, like make sure you guys' values and morals align with each other. Like make sure you still have your own individual goals and make sure that their goals are going to align with that. So that way you guys can work as a team, a unit, and grow from there and build from there. Because a man can do anything he sets his mind to if he has a great woman behind him. So that's why it's important to make sure you choose a great woman.
Absolutely.
And women, you ain't going to complain as much if you have a great man. So make sure you take your time. Stop putting the importance on it. And we see it all the time. And I've been bad at doing that. I've done it before. And then it's like, oh, I'm going to be in a season of singleness. And it's like, let me go on this date. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a connection. Let me explore the connection. It's like, okay. Nah, God's still saying, hey, buddy, calm.
Yeah, go ahead, sit down. Hold on.
Sit down, my friend. You ready for a relationship? Yes. Yeah, with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, that's the relationship you're pursuing right now. The relationship with me. Mm-hmm. So I'll be like, all right. And that's where we're at. So if you know you're in a season of singleness, and a lot of you need to be in one of these.
Yeah.
A lot of you need to be in one of these, and you need to enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
And let me not the enjoy you think.
Don't be out there being a harlot.
Yeah. Because you're still giving yourself to other people. I mean, not giving yourself to anybody at all except for God and yourself. Like focusing on being alone, mapping out your goals, your plans, and getting into the Bible, watching The Chosen. That if you're more of a visual learner, that show on Amazon Prime was great for me to help learn a lot this year. And stop putting so much value in just being in a relationship, because then you're going to get in that relationship, then you're going to put the value in the marriage, then you're going to get in that marriage and realize like, hey, maybe this isn't everything it was cracked out to be. Like, maybe this isn't everything I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So that's what happens, especially with people that come from broken homes. You know what I'm saying? If you come from a home that is a single parent household, like basically what I come from as well, you really need to understand that about yourself, and that's going to cause you to put more value on a relationship because you never saw it growing up. So if you are one of those people, you need to really, really reflect and stay in that season of singleness for a long time. That means no dates, no going out and giving yourself up to other people. After you go out, you can go out and have fun, whatever, but that doesn't mean end up in a different bed each night. Stay with yourself, focus on that relationship with yourself and God, and stop putting so much value in just being with another person.
Yeah.
I think that's a problem that we had. And it was a problem I had. And it wasn't until, I had very godly people close to me. They obviously let me live my life during those times in the trenches.
In the trenches, baby.
But, they would always give me the tough love and the tough coaching. Did I always listen? No. I was very disobedient. But now it's like, okay, hey.
Maybe they were onto something. And God uses other people in your life to plant seeds and say things to you. And it took me a long time to kind of realize. It's like, okay. And then I was like, no, I'm not always in a relationship. And then one of my barber, who's also a pastor, used to be a pastor, was like, yeah, you might not be dating the person, but you're always with somebody. I'm like, oh, wait, hold on. Yeah.
Say, you might be right. I was like, you might be right, you little whore, you. I was like, yeah, that's what I was doing, huh? So it's like you might not always be dating somebody, but you're always with somebody. Or you have a friends with benefits or something like that. And I wasn't ever dating
you're
them.
Always or some way attached to somebody.
Whether it be physically or emotionally. And that's what I realized, like, I was probably just physically attached to some people. And that while I wasn't emotionally attached, I was physically attached and still having a relationship. So he's like, yeah, you need to stop doing that. I was like, okay, that makes a little bit of sense. So if you are in that season of singleness, don't be going out on dates unless you're taking yourself out on a date, and don't be ending up in multiple beds. That's all I gotta say.
There you go.
Any final words for you, Mr. Deal?
I know we sound like a broken record. Complaints versus communication. When you are talking to your partner, understand. Once again, both of these things you're going to do, and it is okay. That's just human nature. You are going to complain, but make sure that there's communication too. Everything can't be a complaint. Everything can't be something that you're talking at your partner instead of talking to your partner. Like we said, the definition of communication is the process of conveying information, ideas, or feelings through various means, including verbal or nonverbal action. And I think the most important portion of this is that it involves both the sender and the receiver, and its effectiveness hinges on clarity. Understanding that I have to talk to you in a way that you're going to receive it, and then they have to talk to me in a way that I'm going to receive it, so that way we have both understood each other, and we can either agree or disagree from there, and then we're going to move forward accordingly. That is communication. Me telling you I'm sick of X, Y, and Z, and I have a problem with it, and walking away is not effective communication.
No, yeah, that would be complaining.
And you're never going to get to the result that you want, and you're not going to get the best out of your relationship if that's how you think communication works. So do some self-reflection. Understand how you're talking to the person that you're with. Like, oh, I always tell them X, Y, and Z, and they never change anything. And I always hate to be the guy, but I'm like, well, how'd you say it? How did you tell them that you had a problem with that? Oh, well, I just like, and so did you feel like that was an effective means? Did you? And obviously the only way to make people understand is that if somebody came at you with that same type of energy, with that same tone and that same exact verbiage, how would you react? And they're like, oh, I would ask him who he was talking to. I'm like, well, although he didn't say that to you, he walked away like, why is she talking to me like this? And I don't feel more inclined to do what she wants me to do because of how she came and presented that to me, and vice versa. Obviously, gentlemen, you can't be yelling at your lady, man. You gotta talk to her, sit her down, kiss her hand, make sure that y'all are on the same page.
Be a little bit affectionate.
You
gotta practice it.
Un poquito affectionate. I'm working on it. So that's all I got today, man.
All right. Well, episode 45, week 45. We appreciate you guys tuning in. If you found value in any of the episodes, we appreciate you guys when you share them. When you share or watch the reels that we have. Follow the Instagram, TikTok at Real Deal Convos. What else? I mean, there's an Instagram page. I already said Instagram. We got Facebook page. The Real Deal Podcast.
TikTok.
TikTok. Patreon, if you guys want to support. There's a subscription on the TikTok, you guys, if you want to support the
We talk shirtless on there.
Yeah. we haven't said anything on there. But yeah. Sure, you guys subscribe. We'll do that as long as it's only women. Patreon, link in Real Deal Convo's bio. But yeah, we appreciate you guys listening, and we appreciate your love and support. If you have anything you want us to talk about, any specific situations or topics, we will do so. I think we should maybe dive into the love languages again a little bit. You know, it's getting into cuffing season. I think that might be good, and it kind of relates to the communication versus complaining, and you know how people receive and want to receive things.
Right.
So I think that might be something we'll maybe talk about here in the near future. And then
oh shoot. Funny, well, my girl was mad at me because I didn't take a love languages test. She wanted me to take one so I could figure out what mine was. And I took it. I took it weeks ago. I forgot to tell her that I took it, and she probably thinks I hate her right now.
Yeah, congratulations for finally taking it.
I have the screenshot on my thing. I need to send it to her and let her know that I was not ignoring you.
Acts of service.
Yeah, look at you. Yeah, it like ranks them one through 5.
Acts of service is number 1?
Yeah, acts of service is number 1.
Physical touch number 2?
No, that's actually at the bottom.
Oh, is it at the bottom?
Yeah.
Dang,
I don't like cuddling like that. I'm not really big on that. I don't know.
Oh, my physical touch was definitely number 1.
Yeah,
which I guess is very normal for somebody who put so much emphasis on a relationship. That's why you want to be in a relationship, so you have that.
I just want somebody to hold.
Yeah, but no, you don't need that. Stay away. Keep working on yourself. I'm here. I believe in you. If I can do it, I know you could do it.
Yeah.
What was number 2? Just let me enlighten me.
Quality time. I just enjoy being around people that I enjoy being around.
And doing nothing.
Yeah, I don't got to do much.
Or working while I'm around you.
Even if I'm working with the homies, man, I'm cool with that. I don't got a problem with that. You know, we have a good time. Absolutely.
Yeah, I know that too well. So
literally, last year for my birthday, just so my boy, he had just moved back over to Vero Beach. I was like, look, dog, if you come straight to Tampa so you can be here for my birthday, I will drive you back there myself. Yeah. That's a 2.5 hour, like 2.5, 3 hour drive.
Extra quality time.
Just to make sure I just want the homies around me, man. I want my people around me. That's just me, man. I come from a big family where we spend a lot of time together.
Go on the lovelanguages.com or the 5lovelanguages.com, whatever it is. Google search it, and then you can take a test and figure out what yours are, and your significant other or your partners as well. And then you guys can work to practice to communicate and show your love that way.
There we go, baby.
Definitely important. But appreciate you guys. Love you guys, and we will see you next week.